The Philippines is an island nation located in Southeast Asia. It is an archipelago comprising of 7,107 islands in the western Pacific Ocean. Known as the Pearl of the Orient Sea, the Philippines is a country blessed with a wealth of natural resources. Its lush forests, waterfalls, splendid white sand beaches, majestic mountains, and the charm of a quaint lifestyle balanced with urban sophistication never fails to impress even the most discriminating guests who travel thousands of miles to visit the country. Apart from its abundant natural resources, the Philippines takes pride in its human resources. Its people, whose culture is an interesting blend of influences from a rich colonial heritage. Filipinos are mostly of Austronesian descent. Some Filipinos are partly of Malay, American, Spanish, Chinese, and Arab ancestry. Hardworking, adaptable, loyal, fun-loving, caring, and daring. This is the Filipino. Traits that have made the Filipino the preferred choice in the international labor market. Characteristics that endear him to the best employers across the globe. For the past many decades, the Filipino worker has demonstrated his talent and skill, his competence and dedication in his field of work. The Filipino worker has made his presence felt in every corner of the world, in a wide range of jobs, whether as a professional, a skilled worker, or as a seafarer. To date, there are about 4.1 million Filipinos serving temporary contracts in 190 countries as medical professionals, engineers, ICT professionals, administrative managers, teachers, aircraft pilots, construction supervisors and foremen, maintenance staff, service and production workers, salesmen, and clerks. And there too are the Filipino marine officers and seafarers who continue to man 28% of the world's ocean-going vessels of over 100 flags of registry, making the Philippines the manning capital of the world. Aside from the natural traits that set him apart from the rest, the Filipino worker has the competitive advantage over the nationals of other labor-sending countries. His education, training, and work values give him that distinct edge.
We employ a lot of Filipino workers because
they're hard workers,
hardworking, or
very hardworking,
honest. They are loyal,
very industrious,
committed to their works,
very dependable.
somebody that you can depend on.
They're very sincere and dedicated people. Yeah, very hardworking and very loyal.
I also find that they need a lot of guidance in their work, but once they know what to do, they are the best. They are there, they're always there.
Oh, they are fantastic people. They like to enjoy life. They are very helpful, and they don't keep anything in their hearts. And whenever you have any problem, they are the first people to come to your help. And very simple, sincere people. Hardworking as well. Yes. And wherever they have gone throughout the world, they have really made a place for themselves, and they have done good for themselves and for the country in which they've been living.
Conversation, because the Filipino always can speak English.
They're very, very good at languages.
Knowledge, I say the school the grade is high.
Very resourceful.
They're good fun.
Easygoing.
They have a sense of humor.
They perform miracles under stress.
And that's why we continue to hire them.
With a growing demand for Filipino workers from labor-short economies, the Philippine government has come up with an extensive structure and mechanism based on an established legal framework to ensure that its nationals are accorded the best protection in their country destinations. The mechanism, which reflects an organized and orderly system of managing the outflow of Philippine labor to various overseas countries, has helped promote the welfare and protection of the millions of overseas Filipino workers. For this feat, the international labor community has recognized the Philippine migration program as the model in migration management in the region. In the entire migratory chain, government's intervention is evident during the pre-employment, on-site, and post-employment stages. At the forefront of all these activities is the Department of Labor and Employment, the government agency mandated to promote gainful employment opportunities, develop human resources, and ensure the protection of workers, whether locally or overseas. Helping the Labor Department carry out its tasks for overseas workers are its attached agencies: the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, the Professional Regulation Commission, the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration, and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. The Filipino worker is globally competitive. He is equipped with competencies and skills that meet international standards. He goes through extensive education, skills training, assessment, and certification before he is considered for an overseas job. The Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA, makes this possible as it discharges its mandate to formulate strategies and programs geared towards yielding the highest impact on manpower development in various areas, industry sectors, and institutions. TESDA was created to mobilize and encourage the full participation of industries, labor, local government units, and technical vocational institutions in the skill development of the country's human resources. It formulates manpower and skills plans and sets appropriate skill standards and tests to measure the competencies of individuals seeking employment. A pool of professionals is readily available for placement overseas: doctors, engineers, nurses, teachers, and architects. These professionals, who are licensed by the Professional Regulation Commission after undergoing rigid state board examinations, have made their own marks in their respective fields of expertise and competence. Every departing Filipino worker has to register with the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration, or the POEA, the central government authority tasked to manage the migration program of the government. Its threefold mandate includes industry regulation, employment facilitation, and workers' protection. The POEA licenses individuals and groups who wish to participate in the overseas employment program. It supervises and monitors the activities of recruitment and banning agencies, and rewards outstanding performers through its awards of excellence, but sanctions those who violate the rules. To facilitate employment, the POEA accredits and registers foreign employers who wish to engage in the services of Filipino workers. Through its continuous process improvement program, the POEA continues to innovate and enhance its systems and processes to cope with a global environment. With a fully automated database, it has embarked on electronic recruitment, electronic submission of employment contracts, electronic receipts, online hiring, online verification of contracts, and online registration. Its well-maintained quality management system has earned for the agency membership in the ISO community. In carrying out its workers' protection mandate, the POEA conciliates and adjudicates recruitment violations committed by recruitment and banning agencies against the workers. It blacklists foreign employers found abusing or exploiting Filipino workers. One of the flagship programs of the POEA is the Pre-Employment Orientation Program. It conducts pre-employment orientation seminars for prospective applicants to help them decide whether to take up an overseas job or stay in the country. Realities are presented through lectures, audiovisual materials, and testimonies of former overseas workers who are invited to share their overseas experience. Foreign employers who wish to engage in the services of Filipinos have to go through a verification and pre-accreditation process. A network of labor attachés spread in 35 countries all over the world facilitates the process. The contract of employment offered to the worker is evaluated to ensure that the terms and conditions of employment are compliant with the minimum labor standards set by the Labor Department. Operating under the One Country Team approach, or OCTA, diplomatic officials and personnel of the Philippine government assigned in overseas posts serve as a one-country team, with the head of mission acting as the team leader. Part of the team are the Philippine Overseas Labor Offices, or POLOs, that are established in sites where there is a huge concentration of Filipino workers. The POLOs, through the welfare officers deployed by the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, handle on-site welfare services, such as counseling, legal assistance, and repatriation of distressed workers. On-site training and skills upgrading classes and entrepreneurial lessons are administered free to workers during their free time to provide them with wider options. They also build networks with Filipino communities and non-government organizations to bring the services of government closer to the overseas Filipino workers. It is mandatory for every Filipino bound for overseas employment to undergo a pre-departure orientation seminar, or PDOS. PDOSs are country-specific and present to the workers the culture of the country of destination, terms and conditions of the employment contract, duties and responsibilities of the worker, and coping mechanisms. The PDOS, which is administered by the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, is designed to empower the overseas Filipino worker and prepare him to adjust to the foreign environment. The Overseas Workers Welfare Administration offers scholarships to children of overseas workers. It provides every member worker life insurance and health benefits. It organizes families into circles for livelihood assistance. For seafarers, the OWAA administers upgrading programs that offer training to upgrade their skills and enhance their maritime career. The Philippine government has developed a comprehensive reintegration policy that is envisioned to help returning workers reintegrate themselves into the mainstream of Philippine society. Managed and supervised by the Labor Department, the National Reintegration Center for Overseas Filipino Workers was established to serve as a one-stop shop for the programs and services of government and private institutions that can facilitate the reintegration of Filipino overseas workers through livelihood and entrepreneurial programs, financial literacy training, business counseling, and the like. The personal, economic, and community reintegration of a returning worker will hasten his re-entry into Philippine society after long years of absence. The Filipino worker has a passion for excellence in every work he does. The Filipino worker embodies hard work and dedication. The Filipino worker is a global worker, a competent and dependable worker. Through the highly organized and well-managed Philippine Migration Program, foreign employers are guaranteed only the best. Truly, the Filipino worker has made his global mark as the world's #1.